Thanks to major policy errors, we could be in for devastating electricity outages if we have a hot summer. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. Utilities are warning of rolling power outages this summer in many parts of the country. The reason is that demand will exceed supply if temperatures rise sharply. Texas is already grappling with constraints thanks to several plants undergoing maintenance while a heat wave hits the state. California is facing summer outages, and the crucial grid for much of the Midwest is also cautioning trouble ahead. The crisis is not the result of an unforeseeable surge for electricity. It's because of misbegotten policy errors. The biggest one is that for years, governments have been mandating that utilities use more and more renewable sources of energy, primarily windmills and solar panels, to generate power instead of fossil fuels and nuclear plants. Numerous coal and gas-fired power facilities are being closed. A number of nuclear power plants have been or are in the process of being decommissioned.
Shalom, shalom. First off, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for Heavenly Father, Yahushai being named for His only begotten Son, who the world eagerly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I make a double honors to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, and touch His truth and will well, and salutations to you, hopefully, person His truth and no honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh Sap, Kajanella, the spirit power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Give you another update in times and events. As you heard in the opening video, we are getting ready to face blackouts this summer. He mentioned various parts of the U.S., mostly the West Coast and the Midwest. For those of you tuning in that live in those areas, take heed, keep watch, man, because and make yourselves ready for it to come, because these are part of the plagues too. All right, it says, it's another article from CBS News says, facing a sizzling summer, large parts of the U.S. risk blackouts, government agency warns. And the plague of darkness hit ancient Egypt, and this could be also a form of it. And in the plague of darkness that hit ancient Egypt, it was more than just the lights going out and darkness that can be felt. It was apparitions too. But to have blackouts and stuff during the midst of excruciating heat, can be deadly, very, very deadly, especially the parts of Texas and California, even parts in the Midwest. Even here in Kansas City, Missouri, it gets extremely hot. And back then in the ancient world, the homes were constructed to where they were built and maintained themselves naturally cool, because you had clay hut homes and things like that. And here, these homes are built out of all these materials that just trap in heat, and the circulation doesn't naturally happen, and people can die of heat stroke in their homes. People depend on air conditioning, and to not have it, the air conditioning goes out. If you don't have some type of basement to go down and somewhat keep cooling and an alternate source of power, you're in trouble. It says, with the eastern U.S. already facing possible heat wave this weekend, the nation's power grid regulator has a dire warning. Large swaths of the country are at risk of blackouts this summer as climbing temperatures are surging demand for energy. Okay, so I guess this is all across the U.S., not just West Coast, Midwest, and that's it. It's also East Coast too. So things about to get bad, man. It says the entire Western U.S. could also face a power outage emergency in the event of spikes in energy use. So what's happening is, a lot of this is controlled, but also they said over the years, there's been a lot of orders set up to say, hey, look, you need to go to renewable, which this damn devil Esau Edom has done that on purpose. He could have gone to renewable energy all the way back in the 60s, man. The inventions and things like that to get rid of using fossil fuels such as coal has been out there. He's had solar panels and stuff like this, but why has he chose not to do it? Because he wants to, continue to make money off the fossil fuels, and didn't want to shut that down, so he'd rather continue to pollute the earth and destroy the earth out of his greed than to go towards something that gives you unlimited energy, man. And now all of a sudden they're ready to shut shit off. Because they see the plagues hitting this place of the natural disasters. These tornadoes are getting worse. These wildfires getting worse. And them shits is hitting these Edomites. These multi-million, $500,000 homes is getting burned the fuck down over there in Cali. So now that they feel the problem, all of a sudden you want to shut down nuclear and fossil fuel and all this other type of energy plants, and it's going to cause a lot of people to lose their lives, because the Lord is also sending the plagues of natural disasters. He's going to cook this nation this summer, man. Best believe it. It's going to be record temperatures, record high. And we know that because this winter was extremely long. It was a rough winter. It was way too long. So every year has been record setting this, record setting that. You already got wildfires going on right now as I speak. So it's going to get bad, man. So everyone needs to mentally get prepared for what's to come. Like Apostle Tahar said, it's probably good to go ahead and invest in a generator right now, because that plague of darkness, it hits midsummer like this. Hey, it's gonna get rough, man. It's gonna get real rough. All right, this is I'll go into some scriptures here. This is the book of 2nd Esdras 15:11. It says, "But I will bring them with the mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." So there was 10 plagues that hit Egypt. And the Lord said he's going to smite Egypt again with the plagues. Now, this is talking about the place spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. But guess where that's at? That's America. So you're going to have all the giant hail that you learned about in the story of Moses and the Exodus, right? That's going to come back. You're going to have the apparitions. You're going to have the fire nados, which we've seen these things happening. Okay, you're gonna have the frogs, the blood rivers, and guess what? All this stuff I just mentioned is actually happening in the world. If you pull up articles and type in blood rivers, you'll see China just popped up. They just had blood rivers being shown there. So these plagues are gonna hit, Babylon the Great, aka modern day Egypt. Sodom and Gomorrah is gonna be hit here, and one of that plague is plagues of darkness. And you've already also seen threats of attacks from other countries using EMPs. That's another one. And these people are not ready for it, man. They're not ready for these things to happen. Only those that's in this truth, that's following Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and paying attention to the prophets, they're hearing about the alternative news and things to come, so you guys can be prepared to what's getting ready to happen, man. Okay? This is the book of let's see here, Matthew 6:31. It says, "Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewith shall we be clothed? For after all these do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." So as long as you're seeking the kingdom, as long as you're seeking Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, he's going to take care of you. So you don't have to worry about, what you're going to eat, what you're going to get clothes, and how this is going to happen. First, get yourself right in the spirit to get that angelic protection, because you're going to need divine intervention. And you will need some type of, forces that you can't see making a way out of no way for you. You're not going to get that unless you're right in the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So now's the time. That's the first step. Get right, and then also take action as well. Okay, take heed. You're given a warning right now. The trumpet is being blown. And guess what? These Edomites, they paid attention to this shit. Okay, they getting ready. It's Jake that isn't. That's too busy worried about smoking weed and shit, man. And focus on what the hell's going on with these dumb celebrities. They're not paying attention to what's happening in the world. Okay. This is the book of Isaiah 65:13. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So you got to be a servant to get everything that you just heard on this list and this precept. If you're not a servant, you're not going to be looked after, man. You're going to be out there starving to death and fall victims of violence to try to get things that you need to survive. Okay? This is the book of Mark 13:33. It says, take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. So you have to be watching news, alternative news. A good thing to do, don't just go on Fox and CNN and ABC, all these major news networks. Go to alternative news. Hit the YouTube up to see what else is going on. Download the RT app. That's Russian television news. They got articles that actually tell you what the hell's going on, and some of them is more unfiltered than American media, because American media is they just hide a lot of stuff than what's really happening. So make sure you're looking at a bunch of different news outlets, not just turning on your television at home, public TV or cable, and just seeing what they want you to see. You better watch and you better pray, man. You people need to be praying without ceasing for protection of what's to come, because it will come. Scriptures also say, though it tarry, wait for it, it shall surely come. So a lot of these warnings and things, it may take a minute to happen, but it'll happen. It's like we were warning you guys about the pestilences and the plagues of diseases. We told y'all for our Agrippa time that, hey, one day America's going to be on shutdown and all this stuff's going to happen and you're going to be forced to do it. We told all you people all this shit was going to happen. And y'all all laughed and scoffed and scorned, and then what? It freaking happened, right? This is the book of Psalms 55:22. It says, cast thy burden upon Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So, whatever burden you go through, give it to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's not going to be easy. Some of us will feel the pain of this stuff that's getting ready to happen. It ain't about to be a cakewalk, and we're going to go to the account of the Israelites. This is another example that the Lord's going to take care of those that believe in him, right? Because he did it in this account in Exodus we're going to bring out. It's the book of Exodus chapter 10. Let's see where we want to start here. Let's see. So he brings a locust here. I'm going to go down a little bit further. All right, so this is the book of Exodus chapter 10, verse 20. It says, but Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he will not let the children of Israel go. And that's happening with these elites that's controlling America. They don't want to let the Israelites go. Okay, they don't want to let us go back to our land that was given unto us. They still want to put their asses in that land and be imposters. The Lord is hardening their heart right now so he can be justified and destroying them even more. Verse 21, it says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. And that part where it says which may be felt, that goes into them demons, them poltergeists, them paranormal activity type stuff that was snatching people out the bed, tossing them across the room, throwing shit through the house, sometimes killing people. You had people walking around and they would get these daydreams, these visions, and it would be like Silent Hill. I don't know if you've seen that movie, or Resident Evil. They were walking normal in their rooms and everybody else saw normal, but if you were in their eyes, the Lord was torturing them and they were seeing the demon world and all types of creatures and stuff coming after them. It was horrible. That was a plague of darkness that could be felt, and that's in the book of Wisdom. Account of that you can find that in Wisdom of Solomon, which Lord's will we'll get another time. In verse 22, it says, "And Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days." All right, man, it was definitely lights out, man. You can see those stars, nothing. It says they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. So the Israelites, the chosen, the elect, the 1/3, the 144,000 and their families, gonna be good. Brothers and sisters tuning in times to come, maybe they took heed and warnings. However the Lord has it, they may have electricity in their homes or wherever they're residing at the time. They may be in a tent somewhere. They may have a little generator or whatever, They'll have light in their dwellings in that day. Somehow, some way, the Lord will make a way, man. He's going to take care of his men and women that listen and take heed to him. Okay? So you want to be the ones that have light in your dwellings, not the ones that's just left in darkness, in the thick darkness. All right, so let's see here. Let's see if we had any more meat on that bone there. Yep. Let's see. This is the book of John 16:33. It says, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." So yeah, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have some roadblocks, but be of good cheer. Accept it, happily. Just know you'll overcome it, just because Yahweh Shai already overcame all the things that you're about to go through. But you got to feel a little bit of the pain, man. You got to go through something to get the more of appreciation of the kingdom. You can't just walk through the shit scot-free and nothing gonna happen to you. Don't think that way. All right. Now I got some other articles here that just kind of goes into some things you can do to prepare for this summer. If you are a victim of the outages, because who knows, man, that shit could be out for like weeks to months. You never know. From this article it says tiphero.com. It says how to turn a styrofoam cooler into an air conditioner for $8. So I've used this before. It takes some time to really kind of research and build it right, but it's fairly easy. This is something you might want to invest in. Go and do. It's cheap, $8, man. Go here, you just get one of them styrofoam containers. All right, and this it says you need styrofoam cooler, 2 dryer vents, tabletop fan, marker, precision knife, about 3 1-liter bottles of frozen water, several ice packs. All right, and it gives you instructions on how to build it. And you can go on YouTube on the videos. Let's Google or YouTube styrofoam air conditioner unit and build that shit for $8-10, man. And that way you have it. Go invest in different generators. You got gas generators. I would recommend solar generators because, gasoline, as you can see, is becoming extremely scarce. And if they talk about knocking off the fossil fuels and stuff, it's going to go up even more expensive. So that's going to be pretty hard to come by gasoline unless you're just getting fuel cans right now and stocking up. But eventually you're going to run out. So I would go to renewable energy source, look at maybe wind turbines, solar panels, things like that. That way you can, what you do is you buy a battery bank with a couple solar panels. The solar panels charge the battery bank, and then when it's night, you're using any electricity, you just, plug your stuff up to a little portable battery bank, stuff like that. So definitely look into these things, man. It's about to get some trying times. Here's another invention I came across. It looks pretty cool. It's called a Breeze Max. All right, so I guess it's like a little air conditioner. You can get that. I've seen some stuff at Walmart called Cool Air something. These little AC boxes, man. Get a couple of them. Start stocking up on things, man. Get you some non-perishable goods. Get you some rice, beans. Canned goods is cool too. But if you could try to get dried fruits, things that you can just add water to rehydrate it, and you get your vitamins. And also is a good thing to get into is learning about the wild edibles. You gotta research wild edibles is extremely important, man, because these grocery stores will be shut down if there's an outage, right? And there's no power. How are they gonna maintain that produce being fresh? Think about that. So you need to have the knowledge of being able to walk out to the park, to the woods, and know what type of plants that you can eat. Okay? You should know how to fish, know how to set snares and catch wild game. And ultimately, before all of that, send your prayers up, get right within the spirit to give the protection from the angels so the Lord can help provide for you. Because you need that permission first. Without that, you're screwed anyway. You know. But here's some little small information. Lord's will, I'll do some more lessons. I used to do a lot of lessons on wild edibles and things like that. I'll pump out some more shows like that for brothers and sisters to be edified on, because that stuff's important, man. You know. But with that, I'm gonna close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders, the apostles, the great millstone, that taught us truth and will well, and cited history, hopefully that puts in this truth and honesty and sincerity. Shalom.